How you doing? It is the start of a new week. I am the radio guy, the doctor, Mike Prince. Welcome to the Mike Prince Show, brought to you right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Remember that you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Mike Prince Show. It's all one word. The website is obnradio.com. YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network, OPEN, capital MIC, Broadcast Network. And without any further delay, we'll jump right into today's episode. I don't even know where to begin between the debacle of my Pittsburgh Steelers and the loss of my Panthers. But I guess I'll start off with my high school local coverage. This past weekend was a big weekend for Waller Bulldogs and Hempstead Bobcats and the Bland Buccaneers, as all three were successful on their run. The Waller Bulldogs pulled off what some would consider an upset. Let's be honest, it was an upset. Victorious over the rival Brenham Cubs at Waller Bulldog Stadium, winning by the score of 28-21. That game, of course, was heard live right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, part of our Friday night triple header coverage. We'll quickly hear a recap from Coach Jim Phillips and come right back with some more of the Bulldogs' victory.
Cade Bartlett had a very good game. Javante Boley rushed for 103 yards. The defense held them to 175 yards. It was a complete game. Second half, we really played really well.
Of course, that was Coach Jim Phillips giving a very brief but detailed analysis of the Bulldogs' victory. Bulldogs now improve their record to 1-1 as they were able to pull out the thriller over the Brenham Cubs. So congratulations to the Bulldogs. They'll get ready to take on the Sealy Tigers this week. That game also will be heard right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network this coming Friday. In the battle of the Waller County Bowl between the Hempstead Bobcats and the Royal Falcons, Hempstead had no problems at all taking on the Falcons, winning that one by the score of 37-0. Explosive night for the Bobcats, clicking on all cylinders. Another strong performance by Troy Gales. A couple of touchdowns on the ground and in the air. And the Bobcats improved their record to 2-0, while the Royal Falcons dropped to 0-2. Falcons have had a hard time out of the gate, losing 48-6 on their season opener, then following that with a 37-0 shutout. So they're still working things out in Royal. Meanwhile, the Bobcats continue to roll on. And speaking of rolling right on, the Bland Buccaneers under Coach Ryan Mahon were victorious over the Navarro Bulldogs by the score of 38-17. The Bucs, who are now number 6 in the nation when it comes to the JUCO ranking, were victorious. Another strong performance by the Bucs, more importantly by Davion Boyd, who was our player of the game. That game was broadcast live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network as well. You can go back and check those rebroadcasts out by going to the website at obnradio.com or to the Spreaker account and just look up OBN Syndicated. And you'll be able to check that out under the Open Mic Broadcast Network flag. Huge weekend of college and high school football coverage. We'll continue with more of the Prairie View Sam Houston battle that took place in Huntsville, Texas. We'll pause momentarily and we'll be right back with more of the Mike Prince Show right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Dallas, it's coming. September 29th, history will be made on this date. September 29th in Dallas, Texas only. Multiple concerts.
It only happens once per year.
70,000 people in one location.
Thousands of people.
All-day activities. Don't change this station. Listen for more info.
People are coming from Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, all over the country. Dallas, get ready. The biggest yet. The biggest
one-day event in the state of Texas. And it only happens once per year. This is an event where you can bring your whole family, your friends, your girls, your boys, your crew, an entire day of entertainment. It's happening September 29th, only in Dallas, Texas.
Keep listening for more details for this major event. And most importantly, do not touch your radio dial.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mike Prince Show, Monday morning edition, wrapping up the weekend that was. And you heard the spot just before. Before you know it, it'll be time for the State Fair Classic between the Grambling State Tigers and the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. Panthers and the Tigers both losing to their Southland opponents on Saturday. Panthers come up short by the score of 41-32. A game that took a lot of ups and downs, ins and outs. And depending on who you're asking and what you're asking, some say the glass is half empty. Others would say that the glass is half full. I guess Monday is the time of brief statements. We'll have another brief statement, this time from the Ghost, Coach Eric Dooley, about the Panthers' performance, and then we'll go into the numbers of the Bearcats-Panthers battle.
I thought it was a hard-fought game. Unfortunately, we came up a little short, but we just got to go back to the drawing board and correct some mistakes that we had and get ready to play another good UNLV football team.
What stood out for you, just the initial thoughts about what you saw tonight from your guys?
I know that they're going to fight, and I know that they're going to lay it on the line. Unfortunately, we had some things that didn't go our way. That's all a part of football, but it's growing pains right now that things we got to build up, offer, and just continue to move forward.
And, of course, that was the head football coach, the Ghost, Eric Dooley, speaking about the Panthers and their performance against the Bearcats on Saturday, losing by the score of 41-32. Now, at halftime, the score was 27-23, and it looked like, all right, the Panthers got them exactly where they want them, and we're going to come out and take care of business. If you notice, I said there were 4 elements that I thought the Panthers would have to be critical in order to finish off the Bearcats. And one of those was the mental status of being able to finish off the Bearcats. Another strong performance by Dewanye Tucker, 225 yards rushing. However, Morton had 125 yards of passing. And it's going to take a balanced attack. Realistically, you cannot anticipate nor expect Dewanye Tucker to continue to rush for 200-plus yards. It's going to be something to be worked out in the very near future. Strong performance for the Panthers defensively. A pick 6 for the Panthers, as the defense showed some improvement, I'm going to say. 2 interceptions on the day. Giving up 174 passing yards. That's not a lot of passing yards in a collegiate game. Gave up 170 yards rushing, for a total of 344 yards. 9 punts for the Bearcats, averaging 42 yards per kick. 7 punts for the Panthers, averaging 37 yards per kick. Panthers had 7 penalties for 48 yards, while the Bearcats had 8 penalties for 74 yards. Turnovers were the name of the game in this one. Panthers had 3 fumbles, actually lost 2 of those fumbles. Some miscues on special teams found the Panthers on the outside looking in with the Bearcats. More of the personal stats. Morton, 11 of 32, with only a 34% completion rate, 125 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. His long reception was 40 yards. As we mentioned, DeWanye Tucker, another fabulous game. 21 touches for 245 yards, 2 touchdowns, average almost 12 yards a rush, the long being a 46-yarder. Morton, 16 rushes for 31 yards. Broach and Goodwater, very ineffective. We'll find out more throughout the course of the week about the injury report for the Panthers. Broach, only 3 touches for 2 yards. Goodwater, 1 touch for 1 yard. In receiving, Holcomb had 3 receptions for 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Madrano, 2 receptions for 32 yards. Wallace, 3 receptions for 23 yards. And Tucker, 3 receptions for 15 yards. So the Panthers have to put this one behind them as they will drop to 1-2. And before we get too panicky, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, this was a game coming into that looked favorable for the Panthers. But when you first glance at this schedule before they started to play this 2018 campaign, it was one that you would say, they might not pull this one out. But the fact that they battled tough, still learning and building with the personnel, is one of those that, if you be honest with yourself, PV Nation, the Panthers are where we really kind of expect them. I know that we gave up the Rice game. But when you look at it, FBS opponent, in theory, on paper, should be a game that the Panthers were going to be competitive in, but might not win. You stood more of a chance to beat Central, and coming into Bearcat country, you were hoping for the best, but not too disappointed if the Panthers were to come up short, as in this case. You just wanted them to be competitive. And they're right on course. The next thing now is to prepare for UNLV, as you heard mentioned by Coach Dooley. UNLV exploded for 52 points this past weekend against UTEP. They are sitting in the catbird seat. They are 1-1 as they'll prepare for the Panthers this coming weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada. They played in front of 14,000 plus fans. In fact, I think it was 14,122 fans. PV Nation are expected to be there in full force. And by the way, it was 9,000, just a little bit shy of 10,000 people in attendance for the Sam Houston game, even with threatening weather and a few delays for lightning. But a good, strong turnout for both Bearcats and Panther Nation. But as the agenda switch now to Rebel football at UNLV, you got to know that Coach Sanchez still has a bitter taste in his mouth about the performance between the Rebels and the Bison from last year. And although PV are totally different from the Bison, they're still going to fall under the same category. And the Panthers are going to have to tighten their gloves up and come in ready to fight. We'll discuss a little bit more about that throughout the course of this week as the Panthers get ready to take on the Rebels. We're going to pause yet one more time, and we'll come right back with more of the Mike Prince Show, the Monday edition, right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Of course, that was the Marching Storm with the Swamp. And PV Nation, I don't want you to hit the panic button just yet. This is still a talented football team that the Ghost Coach Eric Dooley has intact, representing thy purple and gold. I think they're on course right now. Still have to remember that when you're playing up, in the case of a Sam Houston, in the case of even a Rice, and the next opponent, UNLV. It's not the skill positions that I am concerned about. It's not even the interior line for the most part, even though if I had to pick one or the other, that would be my kryptonite when we face these large opponents. But the mental aspect, both from player and coaching staff, is what you want to see get improved. And I'm going to be optimistic. Improvement is definitely there. When the rubber meets the road is when the Panthers take on the Golden Lions. And when it truly goes through that litmus test is how they'll respond on September 29th against the G-Men. Those are the ones that are really, really and truly going to matter. And hopefully by that time, this team will be in full throttle, ready to take care of business when it comes to the Southwestern Athletic Conference. I think that they're still on course. Regardless of what will happen this week, what's going to matter is how they respond on the road at Pine Bluff. Not that I say we go and lay an egg in Las Vegas, but we make sure that we're executing, getting better, and hitting that bend as we go down Highway SWAC. And if we can take care of business on Highway SWAC, all is well. And speaking of all is well, we are right in the middle of our listening partner drive. You can become a listening partner by simply subscribing to 17 cents a day, $5 a month, $60 a year, and become a listening partner with us here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network and the Mike Prince Show. Visit our website at obnradio.com and become a listening partner today. Your contribution is needed, and it does make a difference. We are going to have a lot more coming to you this week. As promised, we'll give you the insides and the outs of the world of HBCU, our local and regional high school and collegiate coverage. Once again, congratulations to the Waller Bulldogs, the Hempstead Bobcats, and the Blinn Buccaneers. Listen to them exclusively right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, as well as a variety of our coaches' talk shows right here. If you would like to have some questions, comments, or concerns about the Mike Prince Show or the Open Mic Broadcast Network, simply dial 570-6736. Leave your questions, comments, or concerns on our 24-hour message line, and we will respond to your beck and call. I must exit stage left. I've run out of time, ladies and gentlemen. Reminding you to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Mike Prince Show. The website is obnradio.com. YouTube is Open Mic Broadcast Network, OPEN capital MIC, all one word, Broadcast Network. That too is our Facebook page. Until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.